should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq. Anyway.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
So today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched, it's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could.
Saying this country needs a strong Republican Party, and we do. I mean, the fossil fuel industry, they weigh in so significantly. I mean, how could it be?
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of the Above It All show. This is the Above It All show. It's a show that I do, and I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Today, I've got a show. Today is Monday. Monday is today. I've got Max the dog here. He is staring at me. Max, I'm talking to the TV again. I know. You thought I would never do it again. No? Alright. So anyway, got a show today. Today is Monday. It is December of the 5th. It is the 5th of the December today. And it's the year's coming. It's almost there. Today. And so we got a show today. I've prepared a show. I gotta drink some coffee. I'm not, I have a new sweater. I don't know if anyone noticed. This is a new sweater. It's new. Just got it. So, let's start off the show with some good news, huh? Florida deputy killed after officer roommate, quote, jokingly fires gun he thought was unloaded, officials say. I got 2 words to say about this. Officer down, motherfucker. A 23-year-old Florida sheriff's deputy was fatally shot by his fellow deputy roommate. Now, again, that is not in the title. I mean, I guess officer roommate, but that could be construed in either way. Over the weekend, in what the sheriff described as a, quote, clearly dumb and avoidable accident. Now, we often talk about, gun safety. Kids don't know how to use guns. Kids will often kill each other with guns. In this instance, 23-year-olds who were given the guns by the government did not properly take, any proficiency exam. And now one of them's dead. Brevard County Sheriff's Office Deputy Austin Welsh was killed Saturday morning in Palm Bay by his roommate Andrew Lawson. Sheriff Wayne Ivey said in a Sunday news conference. Austin Welsh. Bye-bye. The two were taking a break from playing online games with friends and were standing and talking together when Lawson, who believed he had unloaded his gun, jokingly pointed the weapon at Walsh and pulled the trigger, Ivey said, citing the probe by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Palm Bay Police Department. A single bullet was fired, struck Walsh, and killed him.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ,
So they're playing video games, they're playing Call of Duty or some shit, and they're like, bro, what if, it was real, and then they just start playing with guns and shoot each other. I mean, again, overall, net positive, but either way, Jesus. Lawson immediately called 911 saying he accidentally shot his roommate and needed help. How do you... Okay, question. I got a question. If anyone knows, the answer, please let me know. How do you accidentally point a weapon at somebody and pull the trigger? Can someone figure this out? Again, if you want to play with guns... There's this company, it's called Nerf. I'm not sure if these 23-year-olds have heard of them. Nerf, they make like little dart guns, You can shoot someone point blank with a Nerf gun. It'll hurt. They got that like weird plastic tip sometimes. It can hurt, but it won't kill you. If you want, you could paint your Nerf gun, right? Remove all the orange cap from it, Get, paint it with that gunmetal black, Why do fully grown adult children feel like the best way to play with guns is with their real guns from their real job? Now think about, by the way, how this kind of character would have engaged in policing. Like, imagine the guy who shot their cop roommate. Imagine how they're going to behave at a traffic stop. They found Walsh inside the residence where he, quote, apparently succumbed immediately to a gunshot wound, Ivy said. Ivy said the two men were the best of friends, and Lawson is completely devastated over what happened. The best of friends. I mean, that's hilarious. Again, this is why you don't become a cop. This is why you don't have guns in the house when you have someone that has a below 4 IQ rating. And again, every single cop has an IQ rating below 2, right? So again, I don't make the rules. This is fact. And so honestly, the sheriff should be charged. The government should be charged. Everyone should be charged. Except for this, I guess this is the dead one. Except for the other one, the one that pulled the trigger. Honestly, he shouldn't be charged. Why? He was too dumb, and he shouldn't have been given a gun in the first place. So anyway, there's the good news right off the bat for today. One less dumb fuck cop. Well, 2 less, because the other one's surely going to be fired and thrown in jail. So 2 less cops, and they're the dumbest among us. So thank God for that. Anyway, I got like smudges on my glasses. This shit's gross. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Holy ass balls. Holy caucus spaniel. Got a show. Hello, everyone. There's like a mark on here. Which side is this? Oh no. Okay. Today is Monday. In December. Whoa, I can see. Holy shit. We got Bongo Dave in the chat. We got Mila in the chat. We got Sinkwell. And more. So hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will say I don't care about the Senate vote or whatever. Or maybe it's the House. I don't know. Whatever one is going to vote next on the Respect for Marriage Act. I saw a couple things about this, a week or 2 ago that made me go like, I'm just going to ignore this. It's not worth reading into, but I was reading a couple things this morning. And, I'm going to dissect some shit here. So, there's an article here on Fox. We all know Fox. Maybe you don't know Fox. I'm not sure, but I know Fox. Progressives grumble as Respect for Marriage Act advances, quote, I hate the Senate bill. Now, again, why would Fox run a headline like this? Obviously, you know why. They love to promote and throw in the air all sorts of, Democratic Party infighting. And so, because they think it helps them, I'm not necessarily sure that it helps them, but either way. Complaints from some progressive Democrats about the much heralded Respect for Marriage Act are on the rise as they realize that the legislation often labeled in the press as same-sex marriage bill would not actually require states to recognize same-sex marriages. So again, you might be confused. I was confused when I first started looking into this. The Respect for Marriage Act does not require states to recognize same-sex marriages. So what does it do? What does the bill do? Well, let's go back to the name of it. Respect for marriage. The bill essentially is they vote in favor of respecting marriage. Oh, I respect this. What? Yeah, they respect it. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, D9, lauded the legislation as, quote, a momentous step forward for greater justice for LGBTQ Americans, but complaints from the far left started surfacing as the Senate passed the bill last week. Washington Post columnist Jonathan Capehart, who is gay, said in a column that he supports the bill, but admitted that the more closely he looks at it, the more my joy diminishes. Quote, what the act does not do is require states to issue marriage licenses in contravention of state law, he wrote. What? Charlotte Clymer, former press secretary for the Human Rights Campaign and LGBTQ plus activist, put it more sharply in a blog post, quote, I hate the Senate bill and we need to pass it, she said, adding that, quote, it sucks, and, quote, it's our only real option. Democrats in Congress whipped up the bill after the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas issued a concurring opinion in the case Dobbs v. Jackson's Women's Health Organization, which overturned Roe v. Wade. There, he said, in light of the decision to let states decide abortion, the court should also reconsider all of its court substantive due process precedents, including Obergefell v. Hodges, case that took same-sex marriage out of the hands of the states and and said it was a right guaranteed by the Constitution. No other justices joined Thomas, but that opinion became a major campaign issue for Democrats and spurred lawmakers of both parties to write legislation aimed at requiring states to recognize same-sex marriage in case the Obergefell precedent fell. But if the Respect for Marriage Act passes, it would not go so far as to require states to permit same-sex marriages, which is what has some progressives disappointed. Instead, it would require the federal government to recognize same-sex marriages performed in states where they're illegal. Okay, wait. Where's my phone? Everyone, go get your phone and go hold that shit. So you're telling me the Respect for Marriage Act, right, only legalizes same-sex marriages where they're already legal? What? I mean, I guess the point is it creates like a federal registry. But what? The act would also require states to recognize same-sex marriages in other states for the purposes of distributing benefits, and wouldn't let them interfere with the federal recognition of those marriages. But otherwise, each state would still be able to define marriage as they see fit and would not require to issue licenses or permits for same-sex marriages to take place in their state. So what this means is if you go to another state to get married and then go back to the state that you couldn't get married in, the state will have to respect the marriage in that instance, but they won't be forced to grant a new license. Imagine that. Oh yeah, we have to fly across the country to get married. Why would, like, imagine wasting that money. Just move across the country. Get the fuck out of there. But like, what? Tim Schultz, president of the First Amendment Partnership, oh boy, told Fox News Digital the passage of RMA is about political realism, and that both sides have to cede some ground in order to turn the language into law. Schultz noted that the bill doesn't go as far as banning states from making gay marriage illegal, and includes an amendment by Sen. Susan Collins and Tammy Baldwin aimed at protecting religious liberty. Oh, great! Religious liberty! Right! When I'm thinking about gay people having equal rights, we got to factor in religious liberty. How does two people who aren't religious living their lives affect religious people? What? I'm just like, what? What is religious liberty? And why is it religious liberty? Why not just liberty? Well, the answer is because if it was just liberty, then gay people would be allowed to get married, no questions asked. That's why they got to add religious in there, because they think their religion supersedes your right to live your life. That's what they think. That's what religious people think. They actually believe this shit. Quote, the interest groups on the left, I think, are begrudgingly admitting that these religious protections had to be in the bill to pass. Some of them are saying that's an affirmative good. Others are saying, well, I guess this is what you have to do to attract Republicans. I'm not saying they feel religious liberty in their soul. Quote, I think this is actually a big political deal, Schultz added. I think that legally the RMA is not a huge deal, and I think that that's why people are hyperventilating for no good reason. So yeah, it essentially doesn't really do anything. It doesn't. Schultz says the overturning of Obergefell is very unlikely. Oh, I wonder what this guy said about Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey. But anyway, so the Respect for Marriage Act essentially does nothing. I mean, really what it does is it creates like a federal registry rather than just having it in the states. But like, realistically speaking, it doesn't do anything. And I love this idea of both sides. Yeah, human rights, both sides. One group thinks that the other group are sinners and are going to hell and need to be like thrown in jail to prevent themselves from sinning. The other group is like, oh, I love my boyfriend, ooh-woo. Both sides. Both sides? Isn't that crazy? Think about this, man. Religious people? Religious people. We cannot make progress while people still believe in this shit. I mean, it's that simple. Religious people have to go. Where do they have to go? I say library, Google, the bookstore, elementary school. They gotta go somewhere because they're fucking stupid motherfuckers. Religious people, and I'm saying this as a monolith, they're all fucking dumb, every single one of them, need to shut the fuck up. They need to shut the fuck up. The idea that I would know someone's personal religion, if they are religious, is offensive to me. I don't want to know your religion. I don't want to know what you believe when it comes to magical fairies. I don't want to know what you believe when it comes to zombies. I'm not interested. Unless I ask you. But you know what these Christians, right, especially because it's always fucking Christians. How do you know if someone's a Christian? Don't worry, they'll fucking tell you. They don't shut the fuck up. They'll do this fucking thing, you know, just randomly. You ever like at a social event and someone's a Christian and they just randomly do this? Like, you ever see that shit? I see it all. What? What are you doing? Why are you touching yourself? What is that? Like, they're always like whispering to themselves something about God and Jesus and thank you for this meal. I mean, I'm telling you this, right? Religious extremism only can exist. It can only exist when you have, quote unquote, good Christians enabling the structures that put up and, prop up the religious extremism. If religious extremism really was such a minority, people love to tell me there's good Christians. There's good Christians. Oh, don't worry. There's the good Christians. They got this. The good Christians. Oh, yeah, the good Christians. They keep telling me this. But, again, good Christians, by being Christians and by propelling and propagating the stupid God garbage, what they do is they give cover for the extremists. The extremists are a minority. That's correct. But they are a minority that cloaks themselves in being the majority because good Christians do fucking nothing about it. If good Christians all realized that God was made up and that Jesus is a fairy tale, you know what would happen? Right? All of these structures that put up, again, tax exemption status for churches and other stuff, right? All of these structures would magically again, poof, out of existence. They would all collapse. Why? Because if you have no legs, you have no table. And these so-called good Christians, in this analogy or metaphor, are the legs, and the extremists are the table. Without the legs, that table's going to fall on the floor, and then what's the point of fucking having a table? Let's just eat off the floor. So again, this is why I don't believe in good Christians. Now, you can feel free to debate me on this, but there is no good Christian, right? I'm sorry. There's just not. And I'd go as far as to say that there's no such thing as any good religious person, because as a whole, what their net effect is, in reality, is by endorsing and giving credence and undue respect and positions of power to the crazy people. Because if the crazy people were treated for what they really are, crazy motherfuckers, instead of, oh, they believe in Jesus, but they really believe in Jesus. So anyway, that's what I have to say on that. Religious liberty, my asshole. But I'm going to repeat myself a little bit here because I can't help myself. Respect for Marriage Act advances the left's anti-religious crusade. This is an opinion piece in Newsweek from Brian Birch, the president of Catholic Vote. So I will say this, and I've said this again, if you're watching the live show, I'm going to repeat myself. There is no such thing as a good Christian, right? Let me reiterate what I said. The only effect that good Christians have is giving cloak to extremists. Extremists use and weaponize the language of God, Jesus, and so on and so forth. And the only reason that language has any power in our society is because you have half of the country that call themselves good Christians, and they're fucking morons, and they believe that Jesus is watching them jerk off and that angels are dancing in the sky, right? Again, if religious extremists were the only people that believed in this stupid fucking shit, we would look at them in the same way we look at Scientologists. You ever meet a Scientologist? The Scientologist? Jesus fucking Christ. And the same way we treat people that believe in trickle-down economics. You ever meet these motherfuckers? Jesus fucking Christ. Right, but because for whatever reason, half this country has been brainwashed into believing that Jesus is watching them jerk off and angels are dancing in the sky and that Adam and Eve are a real thing and that dinosaurs don't exist, right? It gives these extremists, oh, no, I'm just saying what Jesus wants me to. Oh, no, I'm a true believer in God. Now, again, let's look at this fucking guy. First of all, Jesus fucking Christ. Do you see this guy's fucking face? First of all, why is his cheek so shiny? No one has cheeks that shiny. Second of all, Jesus. I just look at my mouse pointer like, what is going on there? Anyway. These people, why? I ask you this question. Why is this in Newsweek? Why? Because, again, half the country believes in the core tenet of this fucking stupid garbage. So, again, because of that, religion, they have to have a seat at the table. Because so many dumb shit for brains motherfuckers believe in that shit, so we have to listen to the craziest motherfuckers in the group. In the clan, I should say. Every day, it grows increasingly apparent that the left is bent on destroying anything that fails to align perfectly with its ideology. A central target of its efforts to transform America remains the once sacrosanct issue of religious freedom. Now again, think about this. These groups love to use terms like leftist ideology. They use the term, they call like left-wingers religiously indoctrinated. But I have a question. If you really believed that left-wing politics is an ideology or it's a religion, and you're advocating for religious freedom, square those couple things. Again, they don't actually think that left-wingers are religious, right? Just throwing that talking point into the garbage. For years, leftists have done everything in their power to destroy this fundamental freedom. Again, I just want to say this for my own personal politics. You can be whatever religion you want, as long as you shut the fuck up about it. Now, again, I can think you're a fucking moron. I think Scientologists are fucking morons. But you want to know what I really believe? Scientologists, on average, are more intelligent than Christians. I know. Why? Because at least they came up with something new. Think about this. Think about it. Scientologists, right? They believe in like aliens and like all this fucking shit. That's crazy and that's cool. You ask me, what do I want to believe in? A zombie rose up from the ground 2,000 years ago and some stupid bitches ate an apple? Or aliens are gonna fucking pick us up any minute now? You ask me, Scientology wins that conversation every day. Now again, I think both of them are fucking stupid. But you can believe whatever you want to believe, but no one respects Scientology. People force me to respect Christianity. I got a motherfucking problem with that. So again, on religious freedom, if you want religious freedom, okay. Start paying your fucking taxes, bitch. Attempting to force Americans to choose between the practice of their faith and participation in public life. The so-called Respect for Marriage Act is the latest example. Now again, I just got done telling you that the Respect for Marriage Act doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't actually do anything. It does not force Republicans to give out marriage licenses. It does not force red states to give out marriage licenses. It basically just says we respect marriage and also let's have a federal database for this shit. That's pretty much all it does. Let's be honest. Last week, the politically timed and maliciously motivated Respect for Marriage Act passed the U.S. Senate by a vote of 61 to 36, with 12 Republicans shamefully voting with Democrats in favor of it. The act purports to defend same-sex marriage and interracial marriage, yet neither institution is under attack. And the act adds 0 new protections for same-sex marriages that the Supreme Court decision in Obergefell v. Hodges didn't already provide. Now that's true. The bill really essentially does do nothing. So why is this guy freaking out about it? The legislation's real effect is in addition to repealing the 1996 Defense of Marriage Act, will be to expose people of faith to a host of potential lawsuits from left-wing activists seeking to silence their voices. That seems to be the point. Now again, obviously these motherfuckers are crazy, but I want you to really think about it. How do you get in Newsweek? How do you get an opinion piece that is this fucking crazy in a major publication such as Newsweek? How? You just be religious. People will open their doors. Oh, you're religious? Come right in. Oh, you believe in Jesus? Come on in. What do you got to say? Here's a microphone. When am I going to get a Newsweek opinion piece? When am I going to get any opinion piece in any mainstream publication? I'm not. Why? Because I'm an atheist. I don't believe in that stupid fairy tale garbage. In the same way, I don't believe in capitalism. It's made up. Oh, I don't believe in nepotism either. Oh, your dad was this fucking professor or whatever and this politician, so now I gotta listen to what you have to say? No, fuck that shit. I don't care. I don't believe in it. I don't believe that money makes you a better person. I don't believe that genetics make you a better person. I don't believe that religion makes you a better person. And that is why I'm not in any of these mainstream publications. That's why. That's why. If I pretended to be a religious freak who loves Republicans, I would be able to get an op-ed in one of these fucking things 2 months tops. 2 months tops. Guaranteed. If I just wanted to do like, oh, I left the left, I left the left and found God, I guarantee you I'd be getting into Newsweek. 100%. 100%. No question about it. Where was I? The act has, at best, feeble and toothless protections for religious freedom. What is religious freedom? What is that? What is religious freedom? Again, think about how often they use this term, religious freedom. It's never defined. Never. Never. These motherfuckers never define their terms. Why? Because if they did, they would not be able to appeal to the lowest common denominator. And the lowest common denominator, what they do is they see these vague terms and words, right? And they just insert. It's like Mad Libs, right? It's like, oh, religious freedom, yes, yes. And then whatever their brain goes to, there you go. Religious freedom? What? Everyone who reads that and go like, yes, religious freedom, they'll have a different interpretation of what that means. And conscience rights. Senators Susan Collins and Tammy Baldwin included an amendment that was advertised as preserving existing protections for people of faith, but which New York's Timothy Cardinal Dolan aptly said fails even in that meager goal. Other religious leaders around the country quickly sounded the alarm, warning that despite their act's paltry protections for religious freedom, it could still open the door to potential lawsuits or the revocation of the tax-exempt status of countless religious organizations like churches, charity. So this guy's crying, oh, we might lose our tax exemption, man. Tax exemption, bro! Our freedom to not pay taxes. I mean, this is a whole new and literal definition of freedom. When they say religious freedom, they don't mean, oh, I believe in Jesus, you can't shoot me for that. What they mean is, oh, free. As in, my ride on this planet in this country is free. I don't have to pay taxes. That's what they mean. You'd think that adding staunch religious liberty protections would be a no-brainer. After all, the bill is just about protecting same-sex couples, right? Well, of course not. Tellingly, the drafters of this legislation scoffed at Senator Mike Lee's proposed Religious Freedom Amendment. And now again, I'm just going to search this. Control F, religious freedom, 7 times. Religious freedom shows up 7 times in this article. And we'll see. Is it defined? No. It's defined 0 times. It's used 7 times. It's defined 0 times. Which sought to address religious freedom concerns raised by the act. Oh, there's concerns. Oh, shit. What are the concerns? The amendment would have protected religious Americans. Oh, the amendment. Now, again, what is the bill about? Right? The bill is about gay and interracial marriage and how we should respect those things. That's what the bill is about. And this guy is like, well, why isn't every bill about religious Americans? Now, this is, again, why I hate religious people. And I say not extremist religious people. I mean all religious people. Why? Because they always have to get their say on everything. How about you shut the fuck up for once? As I said before, the so-called good religious people, what they do is they prop up these crazy psychopaths. That's what they do. So next time you talk to one of these good Christians, without those good Christians, we wouldn't have people like this. Well, we would, but they wouldn't be in Newsweek. Right? Do you read articles by Scientologists in mainstream news every day? No, you don't. Why? Because everyone rightly says, yo, those people a little crazy. Do you see Scientologists on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News all the time? Are they on there? Every day are there Scientologists that give their perspective? No. Why? Because people realize that they're fucking crazy. So why do we have to deal with these fucking psychopaths? Because the good Christians tell us to. The good Christians, again, are giving them all the power they need to get all over the place all the fucking time. So there is no good Christian. Now, if you have a good Christian in your family, whatever, I'm not telling you to burn any bridges. But what I'm telling you is that they're fucking crazy. There is no good Christian. Now, again, they can be a good person on an interpersonal level, But that doesn't make them a good Christian. It just makes them a good person who happens to believe in some crazy fucking shit and who supports extremist groups. I'm sorry if that offends you. Actually, I'm not sorry. Anyway, you can read the rest of this guy. Protecting religious freedom was once non-controversial. I mean, again, 7 uses of the term, 0 definitions. So, left-wing activists have spent the past several months ramping up attacks on conservative religious points. Oh, really? Really? Oh, so left-wingers attacking the religious people. Right. Right. Left-wingers famously have control of everything. Major corporations, they're all communist. Government, communist. The arts, communist. Everyone's a communist except for the religiously free individuals. Jesus Christ. So anyway, next time you think about the good Christians, think about this one too, because without the good Christians, you wouldn't be watching this segment right now. I wouldn't be reading this stupid fuck's opinion. Why? Because they would be in the same category as Scientologists. So, there you go. Oh. Howdy. We got users in the chat. I'd like to say thank you for watching. Oh, look what I got. I got a present for myself. I got Twilight Zone. I forgot that was in the background. I still got to open this, but I got Twilight Zone. So there's a little update for you. God damn. But I got a show. It's still on. There's still a show here. It's still happening. So that's cool. If you want to support my show, and by that I mean support me as a person, subscribe to my second YouTube channel where I post Doom speedruns. If you don't subscribe, I'll be upset. I'm 25% of the way to monetization. So hit me up. Yep, over the weekend I did not really pay attention to the news, so, you know, if anything big happened and I am not talking about it, I didn't see it. So, just throwing that in there, out there. But subscribe to my second YouTube channel. But yeah, so I took the weekend off. I was originally just going to take Sunday off. And then I decided to also take Saturday off. I don't particularly have any affinity to the weekends. I personally don't really care about weekends. But weekends just happen to coincide with things that I would rather do. And other, you know, like the way the world works, people are more free on the weekends. So, as a result, some of the time, you know, I would rather take off on like Wednesday or something, but anyway. But I have no particular affinity for Saturday and Sunday. Just so happens that those are the days I took off. But if I do get into a regular vacation schedule of any kind, which I'm not sure I will do, or if it'll just be sporadic. I think sporadic I think that works for me better, to just kind of do it sporadically. Because then it keeps people guessing. I don't want someone to develop a new like Wednesday ritual. I want them to be waking up, oh shit, is this bitch gonna do a show? And then like, you know, have to cobble together their morning after I betray them. Thank you for the offer, Peter. I appreciate that. But anyway, hello. I haven't done a Twitch stream in a month. More than a month. I don't even know if I want to. But I have a lot of people that request that I do so. So maybe this week I'll get back in on that. It's possible. But yeah, so this month, I will tell you this month, normally I'm not a fan of Decembers. I'm not a huge fan of Decembers. Typically, historically speaking, December and I do not go well together. So with that in mind, there's a good chance that I will take some time off this month. I also have a lot of side projects, some of which I really, and I'm saying really want to finish before December is over. So just throwing that out there, you know, one of these days I might take a day off, maybe 2 days off, maybe 3 in a row. And, you know, don't worry about me. I got side projects, and also I just don't like December. So sometimes I just want to sleep all day. But that's my own neurosis. So giving y'all some updates on that. So I know that there is a media circus around the Twitter files, as it's called. Now, again, I kind of took the weekend off. I didn't really I barely even looked at the news at all. I was in my own world. I was doing a lot of drugs. So to be honest, like this morning I started and I was like, what the fuck are the Twitter files? And then I saw this headline and I was thinking to myself, oh boy. Elon Musk says he faces a quite significant risk of being assassinated. Yo, this guy is he's got such hardcore main character syndrome. That shit is hilarious. So, Elon Musk said Saturday evening that there is quote, definitely some risk to his personal safety during an extensive discussion about free speech, changes he made to Twitter, and the release of internal communications from the fall of 2020 about what led the tech giant to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story. Yo. Now, I just want to tell you this. The Hunter Biden laptop story, there is no fucking story. Like, I really, sincerely, this is like the Russiagate thing. This is like Benghazi. This is like all of these other fake fucking stupid ass fucking garbage that people just make up. There is no Hunter Biden laptop story. There is no Hunter Biden story, okay? It doesn't fucking exist. It's not real. Now, again, we can talk about what is real. Twitter, Facebook, and other social media platforms did restrict access to the Hunter Biden laptop story. My opinion, for the good of the moment. But we know that right-wingers love to cling on to stupid shit, so maybe it's a net negative. But either way, the Hunter Biden laptop non-story was censored. Oh no! People weren't allowed to discuss a presidential candidate's child having a drug addiction? Oh no! Think about this, though. Now, a lot of people have made these comparisons. Imagine if one of Trump's kids had like a private cell phone or laptop hacked and all of their data stolen. Imagine that. Don Jr., right? Ivanka, one of them. Imagine one of these spoiled trust fund baby douchebag kids had their naked photos released to the public, had their diaries released to the public, all of their secrets released to the public. Do you think they would be saying the same shit? Do you think Elon Musk would say the same shit if it was the Donald Jr. laptop? Now, again, personally, I don't care about either. I don't care about either of them. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. And you know who else doesn't care? Regular people. No one fucking cares about this. But Republicans just can't stop shutting the fuck up. Elon Musk thinks that there is a risk of him being assassinated because he released an internal DM conversation about Hunter Biden's laptop. Like, Hunter Biden's laptop is being protected by some nefarious, like, cult that now that Elon's in charge of Twitter, we gotta take him out. What? What? Elon Musk isn't at risk for assassination because of flirting with neo-Nazis. No. Because of horrible workplace conditions. Several Tesla factories having all-white management staff and all-black lower management, or not lower management, but workers. And then the white management would routinely say racial slurs at them, right? This was happening in multiple Tesla factories. Right? No. That's fine. But it's the Hunter Biden story that's going to raise his risk for assassination. What? Quote, frankly, the risk of something bad happening or literally even being shot is quite significant. I'm definitely not going to do any open-air car parades, let me put it that way. Quote, it's not hard to kill me if somebody wanted to, so hopefully they don't. This guy, there's no way he believes this. I mean, like, I know that Elon Musk has a low-ass IQ, man, but there is no fucking way that this guy believes that the Hunter Biden laptop story is going to be what raises his risk profile for assassination. There's no way, man. There's no fucking way. The new owner of Twitter riffed on the important... Rifted? Do they mean rift? On the importance of free speech and his future plans for the platform throughout the roughly 2-hour discussion. Quote, throughout history, free speech is... Now, again, I just want to say this. I love free speech. I consider myself highly counterculture. Everything that society likes, I hate. Everything society celebrates, I despise, I condemn. I love free speech. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't give a fuck about free speech as a concept or a principle. I care about people having the ability to say what they want and for other people to not fuck them up as a result. I have news for you. Me, being a queer person on the internet, if I said I got invited to a children's birthday party and I put on a costume and performed for the kids, again, I would have thousands of death threats. But if I were not a queer person and said the same exact thing, I would not get those death threats. I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that being queer on the internet puts me at a higher risk of assassination. I've had people try to assassinate me. I've had people try to kill me. I've had people try to hurt me. I've had people stalk me. I've had people try to dox me and dox me. I've had all this happen. I guarantee you I am at a higher risk for assassination than Elon Musk. Why? I don't have $1 billion to hire security. I don't have $1 billion to get a bunch of free press for me to cry about my problems. I don't have $1 billion to build myself a luxurious compound that's far away from society with armed guards and doors. Right? And again, Elon Musk does not believe in free speech. He doesn't. There are people that have already been banned on Twitter for making fun of Elon Musk. He has banned people on Twitter for making fun of him. Now, again, is that getting any mainstream news story to talk about it? No. Is anyone going to go on podcasts or the Alex Jones show or whatever to talk about a left-winger being censored? No. They don't. And they won't. So Elon Musk can get away with saying this fucking garbage. Throughout history, free speech has been, like, highly unusual, man. It's, like, not common. So, like, we have to fight really hard to keep that because it's, like, it's such a rare thing. And it's, like, by no means something that's default, Musk said. Controlled speech is the default, not free speech, man. The same guy that says you need to pay $8 to have people read your tweets is saying, oh, I believe in free speech, bruh. Free speech, man. Like, bro, what? What? The decision came one day after journalist Matt Taibbi. A lot of people have told me that Matt Taibbi is a lefty. I'm just telling y'all. Matt Taibbi is not a left-winger. I know a lot of people get triggered. He's in like this weird same category as Glenn Greenwald, where like you have like a group of people that think that like he's like got left-wing politics because he said one thing that was like not terrible once, you know? You said one thing that was actually relatively smart one time, and then you're a lefty for life. You're a lefty for life. You got the credentials. I said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, healthcare should be a human right. 20 years later, you know, 18 neo-Nazi rallies later, oh man, I said healthcare should be a human right like 20 years ago, man. I'm a lefty, bro. Like, that's how people treat these guys. Like, I'm serious. I'm serious, yo. And I'm not trying to say that Matt Taibbi is going to neo-Nazi rallies, but what I'm saying, I mean, Glenn Greenwald has, but like what I'm saying is that like, for whatever reason, right, these motherfuckers can say one thing that's kind of not that crazy, and then they just get like a get out of jail free card for some people for like 20 years. 30 years later, people are going to say, Glenn Greenwald is like major left-winger, bro. Like, Glenn Greenwald is a gay guy against gay marriage. Like, Glenn Greenwald is a gay guy who thinks bisexuals are trying to destroy gay people. Like, this guy's insane. Matt Taibbi, also insane. Insane. This guy's one of those, like, Russiagate conspiracy theorists as well. Guy went full fucking bonkers. But anyway, just a minor sidebar there. The discussion came one day after journalist Matt Taibbi published internal communications among Twitter's top brass, showing the platform suspended and censored users who commented on the New York Post's Hunter Biden laptop story. Quote, Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that it may be unsafe. They even blocked its transmission via direct message, a tool hitherto reserved for extreme cases, e.g. child pornography, Taibbi tweeted. Yo, first of all, again, the Hunter, like, Twitter has also done this. Twitter has banned left-wing organizers. For years. For years. Have we ever gotten any of this? Free speech for the left thing? No. Twitter has banned Palestinian fundraising groups for being terrorists. Yeah, to be Palestinian is a terrorist. Twitter has banned all sorts of left-wing organizers, activists, and groups. They still do, even with Elon Musk in charge. There's been a wave of dozens of popular left-wing accounts that have been banned since Elon Musk took over. Yet whenever you hear about free speech, it's these motherfuckers whinging and whining like total fucking crybabies over the dumbest shit in the world. Over the dumbest fucking shit in the world. Like, if right-wingers wanted to take up a free speech crusade, right? At least pick a good one. Not Hunter Biden's laptop. Like, what? What? Hunter Biden's laptop? This is the one you want to hang your hat on? Musk claimed on Saturday that the file showed Twitter was acting like an arm of the Democratic National Committee in the lead up to the 2020 election. What? Acting like an arm of the Democratic National Committee because of removing a story about Hunter Biden's laptop? That's acting as an arm. What about Twitter allowing right-wingers? Think about this. Twitter when initially coming up with their hate speech code of conduct, realized they created an algorithm that was able to detect Nazis and ban them. An algorithm to detect Nazis. The problem is that every member of the Republican Party was flagged under this. So what they decided to do was, we cannot target hate speech. We cannot target Nazism, because if we did, every Republican would be banned. So what they did was they only applied the hate speech rule against lefties and against overt Nazis, like people that would post swastikas and like Hitler did nothing wrong kind of shit, right? They would ban them. But they wouldn't ban, you know, the Kanye West before Alex Jones interview, totally fine. The Kanye West on Alex Jones interview, banned. His beliefs, identical. He had the same beliefs from one day to the next. He just presented them slightly differently. Right, so again, they would apply these rules to left-wingers. Have you ever been banned from Twitter and you try to appeal that shit? Not a single human will ever read your case. Right? So, has that ever gotten a major news story? About how left-wingers are banned under hate speech rules more than right-wingers, because right-wingers, they have special protections because they have the Republican Party to mainstream their hatred and their evil ideology? Nah. Twitter being used by Republicans for fundraising, even though being a Nazi is banned and they are Nazis. Now, it's one thing if Twitter was just like, yeah, free speech, bro, Nazis are fine, which is what Elon has been trying to do. But again, Elon is still banning left-wing accounts, right? So, but the idea that one example acting as an arm for the Democrats somehow undoes the myriad of examples where Twitter has benefited Republicans tremendously. Again, I need you to understand, these people are not smart. These people are not smart. I know, you might be surprised. They're in the news. It's the richest guy in America. How could he not be smart? These people wrote books. They founded companies. Now again, when you look into all of these things, you'll realize Elon Musk did not found Tesla. He did not found PayPal. He did not found Twitter. Though in 10 years from now, I guarantee you he'll be the Twitter founder. But again, like when the world is controlled by stupid people tend to get the most airtime. So there you go. But Jesus Christ. So anyway, that's the new news portion of my program. So thank you all for watching. Oh God. You know what I hate? Dumb motherfuckers. That's who I hate. God, I hate those guys. God damn. I fucking hate those dumbass motherfuckers. Anyway, QCock portion of the program. If anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to hit me up with those. Not talking about what happened in North Carolina on Saturday. Lindsay, send me a DM with that. I'm not sure if I know what you're talking about. I was not paying attention to the news much, so I may have missed some stuff. But I will try to get around to it tomorrow. In the scoop section on Discord, I will check it out. Would I want to take the weekends off? I would prefer not to take the weekends off. I would prefer to do weekdays, but, you know, I would also, I don't know. But yes, I want to take more time off this month. but sporadically. It's not just going to be the weekends. Do you think there's a real path to universal re-education? No. The only path is decentralized and through the internet. Like, if there were more people like me that were willing to teach people, and I'm totally willing to teach people. You throw me in a classroom with 50 you motherfuckers, I'll teach you some crazy ass shit. I don't think links are a thing on YouTube. Otherwise, I mean, I think you can allow links, I think, but it's like if you do, you'll get spammed to heaven or whatever. Sinkwell, welcome to cool. I love that. I love it sounds like a fucking video game on the NES, you know. Welcome to cool. Congratulations. Have I seen Hunter's Biden? I haven't yet. I haven't. Maybe I gotta check it out. So I want to tell y'all a little story. Over the weekend, I've been watching Breaking Bad on mushrooms. I've been trying to watch the whole series. So, you know, every mushroom experience, you know, on average you get about 2 to 3 hours of good effects. So, you know, I don't watch too much in each setting. But yesterday I finished season 4 of Breaking Bad, and I gotta tell y'all, like I knew Breaking Bad was a good show. Like, it's one of my favorite shows. But I gotta tell y'all, like, watching that show on mushrooms, man, it is so extreme in the art department, you know? Like, I was losing it, man. I was losing it watching that show. Like, the whole, like, ending to season 4, and I'm talking, like, the last 3 episodes, is just... I was losing it, man. Like, that scene when Walter's in the basement and he's cackling like a hyena because fucking Skyler gave all of his money to Ted. And Ted's a fucking great character. God, he's so stupid. But, like, the laughing and the music, oh, man, I was losing it. I'm not gonna lie. That shit, I was losing it. I did not realize that Breaking Bad had such good shroom vibes. Like, I knew it's instinctively, but anyway, just gotta recommend it. God damn, it's good. It's good. So, just wanted to share that. That was a great episode. I'm excited for season 5. And once I'm done Breaking Bad, I'm going to watch all of Better Call Saul on shrooms. I watched the new season as it was premiering, every episode, all shroomed up, but I got to do the whole series. I mean, it's that good. So just wanted to share that to any of the fellow Breaking Bad enjoyers. You know, it's worth it. You might be thinking 5 seasons. How many hours is that? How many hours and how many mushrooms does it take to get through the whole series being shroomed up? And I gotta tell you, whatever that equation ends up being, it's worth it. I'm telling you. I gotta rewatch Better Call Saul. Usually my opinion is whatever one I've seen the most recently is my favorite. That's usually how it goes. But, I mean, Better Call Saul, it's something else. I don't even know what to tell you. It's something else. But anyway, so that is something that I was doing on the weekend. DHS threat warning. I don't make it a habit of checking out what the DHS has to say, so feel free to give me the update. There are 6 seasons of Saul. But yeah, anyway, that scene with Walter in the basement cackling and that, like, pounding ass music, and then Skyler's, like, and the phone's ringing, and Skyler's on the phone with Marie, and Marie's like, oh god, they're gonna kill Hank or whatever. Man, that shit, I was losing it, yo. I was losing it. I had to take a break. I was losing it. That's my weekend. Just playing some video games. I like video games. You know, I know that my audience are a bunch of stupid fucking boomers and they don't like video games, but just playing some video games over the weekend, trying to relax. Did a couple of other things that I don't feel the need to talk about. Terror threat for LGBTQ, Jewish and immigrants. Jewish people and immigrants. I just pulled a Trump there. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. I feel it. I get death threats every day. I have to, like, I'm at the point where it's like, I can't use the internet at all. Like, when I'm trying to take a break, because, like, I've just, everything I have notifications, you know, it's just, yeah. I kept missing the live stream. Fuck. I like games, space, exclamation point, but only certain ones. Well, let me know which ones. Yeah, Tyler, you'll protect me? Okay, alright, we'll see about that. Goddamn Tyler over here. Tyler's part of the problem. Don't think I forgot. Oh, Christ. I've got I don't know. I might not be here on Wednesday. I might not be here on Wednesday. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. So, I've never tried vegan eggs. I'm interested though. And anyway, so that's it. That's the show. I'll be here tomorrow. Send me some news stories or whatever. Thank you for watching. Share the show. Share the clips.
We are going to restore honor to our government. In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
That isn't what it meant. Well, what did it mean then? It meant that it's indicative of low resolution thinking.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother. It comes in. You 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 comes in. Comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother.